Fed raised the rate that it charges banks when they need money, when they've totally run out of funds. This happened obviously in the credit crunch a couple of years ago. It also just happens as a matter of course. Sometimes banks misjudge how much money they need, and so they can borrow overnight from the Fed at a certain rate. So the rate was 0.5%, now it's 0.75%. The move is mostly symbolic because banks don't usually use it very much because there's a stigma attached to it. If the word gets out in the banking world that you're using the discount window, then your trading partners might back away from you. They might assume that you're in trouble. So one of the things the Fed did when the market crashed a few years ago was that they set up all kinds of other ways for banks to get money because the banks, even banks that were in trouble, were not using the discount window. So they said, we have to figure out a way to make sure that the banks don't run out of money. So then they set up these things called term auction facility where they would auction off funds to the banks. And that's basically the same thing as the discount window, but it goes under a different name, so it doesn't have the same stigma. And one of the things the Fed did yesterday was that they reduced the term of those so that a bank can still use those overnight, but they can't have them for 30 days. And all of this is in the name of the Fed getting out of the business of providing unlimited financial support to the banks. The thinking is that the economy is slowly recovering. The financial system is more stable than it was a couple of years ago. And so one of the things that Ben Bernanke wants to do is show that he is not in the business of just funneling money to the banks, and he wants to show that he is as eager as anybody else to see the economy stand on its own 2 feet. And this is the first step in a long progression toward a normal economy and a normal